Okay, now you guys got me on a roll tonight with some of the comments and the questions, but I think these are good. Let's talk about thought transmission. Someone asked me, what are my thoughts about thought transmission? First, if you believe that you are transmitting, because if you Google, anybody can do this, Google up the definition of transmitting. It means going from one person to another person. That's the simple Google definition. Anybody can find it. Okay, now if you believe that there is another person outside of you, then yes, you're going to believe in thought transmission because you believe that people are separate from you, that they're over there, and that you're doing some little hokey pokey on them, and that you're sending your thoughts over to them, and that you're the sender and they're the receiver. Okay, like I did this on one of my Q&As one night, and let's pretend that this is the other person. Okay, I'll pretend that I am the thought transmitter, I'm sending it, and this person is receiving it. I hope it receives it, because what if this one decides to say, no thank you, I reject your thoughts, I reject your thought transmission. Now what? Now what are you going to do? Because now you're hoping that that person receives it, because you think that they're separate from you. You think that there is a receiver. You think you're the sender and that they are receiving. So now you're sitting around crossing your fingers, hoping they receive it, and thinking that there's a possibility of rejection. But when you know you are the sender and the receiver, because you play all the parts, like I said in my video today, you play all the parts. You're not just the sender, you're the sender and the receiver. You decide if they're receiving anything. But remember, there's no they, there's no them, there's no one outside of you. They're all you. Everyone is you pushed out. Everyone is your belief pushed out. So if you believe that there's someone separate, then yes, you're gonna do techniques, and you're gonna use something, some concept, some construct like thought transmission, because you think that people are separate from you. But no one is separate from you. We're all one. Remember, there's only one mind, one God, one power, one authority. So there's only one thought, and everyone is thinking in that one thought, which is why when we've all done this, we've thought about somebody and then poof, there they are, they call. Today I was at the gym and I was at the treadmill, and I have these beautiful views of the lake, okay? And however, I got on a treadmill where one of the windows had a shade blind down, and I was on the treadmill thinking, oh gosh, that's kind of blocking the view of the lake. And I thought I could get down and go, pull it up. And I thought, nah. And I thought, nah. I imagined someone pulling it up for me. Within 2 minutes, some other girl came up, got on the treadmill next to me, but before she got on there, she pulled up the blind, and she looked at me and she said, good? And I said, you read my mind. Now, I was the sender and I was the receiver. Do you see? She didn't act on her own free will. She played the part that I wanted her to, even if it was a specific person that I was doing this with. It's the same thing. I do this with everyone in my life. I imagine what I want to hear from them. I'm not sending this. This is all within the one mind, one thought. And thought transmission is just another fancy word of thinking that we control people, or that we have influence on them, or that we can send little hokey pokey witchcraft things on them. We're not. There's only one mind, one power, one source, and we're all thinking in it. We're all acting in it. We're all believing in it. We're believing from it. We're all moving in the one mind, because there's only one mind becoming and experiencing itself in infinite forms, meaning an infinite, like, think about all the billions of people on the planet. That's just because they all look different, talk different, and live in different places. They're still the one mind in that one thought. And they are acting, it's God acting as these different forms, but it's all God. Because remember, this is what it really boils down to. When you ever doubt anything, if you wonder if anything works or whatever is behind it, remember this: there is nothing but God. There is nothing but God behind everything, behind it all. And if you just focus on that and you stick to the one mind, the one truth, the one power, you can't go wrong.